and thank you for joining us. I'm Minister Billy Burton, and welcome to the 11th year anniversary of Sunday School Insights, which began as This Week in the Bible. This audio teaching series is an evangelistic tool brought to you by Inspirational Minutes Ministries International, Advocatus Ecclesiae Publishing, and Ministry Outpost. We hope and pray that these lessons will reach those who, for whatever the reason, either can't or won't come to a Bible study, a Sunday school class, or a traditional church service. Subscribe to our channel here on YouTube and then follow us on Facebook, where you can read your Bible lessons faithfully each week. Our Facebook link is conveniently posted below. Our background music, Worlds Away, is provided by the artistic genius of J Man at www.ourmusicbox.com. Again, we thank you for joining us, and Sunday School Insights begins now. This week's lesson is entitled, David Against Goliath. Our scriptures are found in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verses 40 through 51. While time passes and worries and troubles rise for some in life, growth, training, and open doors are being positioned for others that will place them in seats of power and influence that they never would have dreamed of. As the old saying guarantees, life goes on. Here we are looking in on the children of Israel as they deal with their ongoing bouts of unrest and trouble brought on by their not-so-friendly neighborhood Philistines. With all of his shortcomings, fears, mistakes, and bad leadership skills, Saul was still king. Again, their enemy had come to conquer them, and because of the main attraction on the battlefield, Goliath, the giant Philistine, and his reputation, no one standing for the army of Israel was in any hurry to rush out and shut his mouth. Goliath cursed Israel and their God for 40 days, and it rightfully should have been King Saul who led the charge by going out to challenge him. Instead, he was basically offering a reward for the one brave enough and skilled enough to take Goliath out. The Philistines were bold enough to set up camp on land that actually belonged to Judah. Saul and Israel pitched their tents by the valley of Elah. Isn't it just like Satan to set up shop where he doesn't belong when God's people won't stand against him? And just like Satan, Goliath proposed a deal to make God's people servants. David, the son of Jesse, didn't know it, but he would soon be on the scene, and it would be this shepherd boy who would put that uncircumcised heathen in his place. While delivering food to his brothers on the battlefield, David heard the threats of Goliath and refused to tolerate it. Saul got word that David spoke against the situation and sent for him. Saul questioned David and tried to put fear in him, but David remembered a lion and a bear that he had killed, protecting his father's flock. God was with him. David was also counting on God to defeat Goliath. We know that David chose 5 smooth stones and a sling to face Goliath with. But what you may not have noticed is that both David and Goliath gave prophecies as to what the outcome of their encounter would be. Both spoke it out loud, but when we read these scriptures, we find out that ultimately one of them was a false prophecy, and it wasn't David. There is a God of Israel. We ask that you follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channels. Give some devotional time to our new teaching series called Understanding the Tithe. Come back and join us here again next week, God willing, for another lesson of Sunday School Insights. Our background music, You On My Mind, was composed and performed by J Mann at www.ourmusicbox.com. God bless you.